Good evening and welcome. Tonight we will be going over the history and geography of Cardiff in Wales, which is in the UK, the United Kingdom. I don't know why my voice just went really husky. Oh well, it'll fix itself in a minute. Cardiff is the capital of Wales. Can see located along the Bristol Channel, just across from Bristol, which we've already covered on the channel. The River Taff flows through the city here. And any other geographies can just come up in history, or we'll take a look at on Google Earth after that part. So there's never really much to talk about geography-wise when it's just a city that we're discussing, because it's just a city. But we will be talking more about Wales next week. We'll be hopping right over here, so we'll talk a lot more about Welsh geography, including the Brecon Beacons up here next week. So be sure to subscribe so you won't miss out for that. But today we're talking about beautiful Cardiff. Let's talk about the history here. It's an interesting one compared to the rest of the UK. Not nearly as eventful as I thought it would be, considering it's a capital city. But some interesting things happened here, including in its early history, which had a large Celtic population, which were eventually conquered by the Romans when they came in during the 1st century CE, trying to conquer Britannia. And they built a fort here along the river, which would much later down the road be abandoned, as the Romans did not fully conquer Britannia. But you know who did conquer Britannia were the Normans. The Normans would invade England in 1066, very famously at the Battle of Hastings. And as they came through the island of Great Britain, they would reach this area in the year 1081 and build a castle on top of what was once the Roman fort. William the Conqueror was big on building castles. He loved it, apparently. He built a lot of them, including here in Cardiff. That's where Cardiff Castle began. I should also note, I should have said this at the top, that this is a very abridged history, if you can't tell how quickly we zoomed through all of that. Not super detailed, so if you think that I skipped over something important or want to go more into detail, please do so down in the comments. I love to read those comments when you guys leave me essays about history. I get all excited and sit down and read them. Always very cool. So I'd appreciate that if you want to contribute more to the history, because we're just doing a summary here tonight. A walled town grew around this castle here, creating a little community, nothing too significant, but notable enough. Especially in the year 1404, it was significant enough to be attacked by Owen Glendower in his attempt to get the English out of Wales, and he burned the town, which was obviously rebuilt after that event. Much later in history, during the Civil War here in the UK, there was a battle fought just outside the city limits here in the year 1648 called the Battle of St. Fagans. And it was a victory for the parliamentarians who were fighting against the royalists. Big victory for Cromwell at that time. But the history of Cardiff doesn't really get rolling until the end of the 18th century. During all of this previous history, there were lords of Cardiff, which ruled over, obviously, ruled over the area here. under the rule of whichever king or queen was ruling from London in England, obviously. But at the end of the 18th century, due to marriage and all of that, that title would pass on to the Bute family. And they would really change things up here in Cardiff in many ways. One of them was that they turned part of the old castle into what was then a modern castle for them to live in, which today looks very old-timey and beautiful, Gothic revival style. And we'll take a look at it on Google Earth, of course, but made it more accommodating for the time. Also in 1798, they oversaw the construction of the first dock here along the shore of the Bristol Channel, which would expand over time, especially when Wales became a huge coal mining center, which we've talked about in the other little counties that we've discussed in Wales already. Especially when we were talking about like Carfilly, and all the other regions are pretty known for their coal. So all of that coal that would be mined would be sent down here to Cardiff and shipped out to wherever it needed to go in the UK and beyond. Cardiff would eventually grow to become the largest coal exporter in the world, when coal was the main source of energy during the 1800s, before electricity and all that. That industry would stop in Cardiff in 1963. Steel was also a big industry here in southern Wales, and that industry would slow down significantly during that time as well. But Cardiff at that time was a big, bustling city. It became the capital of Wales in 1955. And it's obviously where the Welsh Parliament meets, the Senate as it's called. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you. Cardiff was bombed during World War II. Between 1940 and 1944 was the Cardiff Blitz, where Nazi Germany sailed over the English Channel and bombed many city centres throughout the UK here in the south of the UK. Cardiff being one of them, but the city bounced back from that, really beautifying the kind of coastal area, beach area, dock area there, with some beautiful buildings that we'll look at on Google Earth. And that's pretty much all the history that I've got for you. A brief little one, but interesting one nonetheless. Also, if you're watching this in the future and you're wondering why I have little ghosts on my nails, it's because this is getting uploaded on Halloween. So, have a happy Halloween, everyone. It's my favorite holiday. So, anyway, I think we should hop over to Google Earth because I have a lot of things to show you here in Cardiff. So why don't we do that? I'll meet you at the tablets. Let's go. Here we are in Cardiff. Let's start by zooming out so you can see exactly where we are in the world. If you don't know where Cardiff is or where Wales is, it's totally fine. You're about to learn right now. So here you can see the United Kingdom. Let's talk about some geography here real quick. The United Kingdom consists of England, Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland here on the island of Ireland, which we're going to talk about next week. We're going to visit a county in the Republic of Ireland. So be sure to subscribe so you won't miss out. So that is the United Kingdom, 4 different countries. Great Britain is this big island here and has 3 countries, England, Wales, and Scotland. So I know some people will use Great Britain and the UK interchangeably. It is not. It is distinct. If you're talking about Great Britain, you're talking about this island here. So if you're talking about Cardiff, you could say Cardiff is in Great Britain. Cardiff is in the United Kingdom. Cardiff is in Wales. All of those will be accurate. But if you're talking about Belfast, which I've already covered on the channel, by the way, you can't say it's in Great Britain because it's on the island of Ireland. But I feel like we all know where the UK is located. Here in Western Europe. Obviously, it's an island, so it's separate from the main continent here. Scandinavia is over there. There's Iceland, the Iberian Peninsula, Spain and Portugal, and the Atlantic Ocean over here. Very easy to find the UK on a map. And to find Wales, you just have to look for this chunk of the island sticking out right there. That is Wales. Cardiff will be down here in the south of it. I think we should start at the castle, don't you? Oh, also Cardiff is in 3D. Isn't that wonderful? Let's take a look at it in 3D. Here is Cardiff Castle. You can see the castle walls here, all around it. The green, which looks like they were having some kind of festival when these satellite photos are taken, setting up for a concert there by the looks of it. You can see the old keep here around the moat, very iconic. And then over here is the newer, like upgraded edition of the castle. So let's take a look at it. Cardiff Castle Museum. Isn't that pretty? All the old and new blended together. There's the keep up there with the Welsh flag flying nice and high. The big beautiful clock tower there. I think it's a clock tower. I think it's a clock right there, so I guess so. There's a Welsh dragon, red dragon. And here's some of the interior. Looks like they're having a wedding here. That's really fancy. Wedding in the castle. But yeah, for the time that this was built, this was the style, right? It looks very old-timey, old-fashioned nowadays, but then this was the modern style. Gothic revival. So trying to make it look super old, but modern, with all the modern amenities of the time. Like a cool library like this. I love the chandeliers. It's Christmas time at the castle. Some knights there, some suits of armor. The coziest reading nook you've ever seen. My goodness. What is this? It looks like almost looks like a Roman bath, doesn't it? The artwork here. There's this little fountain area. How beautiful. Trying to, like, the art looks like medieval style, doesn't it? And this cool fireplace. There's a lot going on there. Secret tunnel there. There's another cool fireplace with a big old castle on the top. Very neat. Wow. Beautiful engravings there as well. That's Cardiff Castle. I think this slideshow is also really good. See if it has. There's more of the beautiful wood there. Looks like it's showing a big, looks like a Roman battle. I wanted to show you, I guess it's not in this slideshow, maybe in the Castle Green slideshow. Here we go. Part of the exterior wall has these little animals. And evidently they all have names and are considered like charming little characters of the city. There's another, a monkey. Two little monkeys. Yeah, I wanted to show you that. This was the best slideshow I saw of them. That is the castle. We have the Butte Park out here. I suppose I'll show you that too. Obviously named after the Butte family. I'm sure they built it. Park and Arboretum. Very pretty. Look at it all lit up, different colors. See the river flowing by. All of the pretty trees of various colors there. There's another creature there. And did I just see a dinosaur? I sure did. Big old brontosaurus there. Iconic long neck there. Did it say there was a stone circle over here? Look at this. Right by the castle. I wonder if it's like an authentic one or if it was just put in for the aesthetic. You know I love me some stone circles. My channel members just, oh gosh, it's crashing. 1 second. 1 second. Actually, let me go like this so I don't have to cut this out. My channel members just got a new video of me looking at a bunch of stone circles. There's the animal wall right there. They got some more animals that we didn't see. There's a vulture. But yeah. It's little weasels. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, channel members got a video about stone circles of me wigging out over various stone circles around the UK. If you want to check that out, you have to be a channel member. You can click the join button right down there. This is the National Museum of Wales. It's now apparently called the National Museum Cardiff. It's got a whole bunch of cool stuff, mostly dinosaur stuff. Some woolly mammoths, a skeletal and reconstructed, a fuzzy dinosaur, all feathered, or not so feathered. A bunch of bones there, a big basking shark. Lots of little dinos and a woolly rhino. Lots of fun stuff here. It has more than dinosaurs. It's got some statues and art as well. This cool big pipe organ. He's doing the dance from Wicked. Some Monet here. Little hyena. And big old woolly mammoth. A big turtle there. And beautiful art that looks like, I want to say Renoir, Matisse, I don't know, one of those impressionist painters. But there's also the Museum of Cardiff here. Let's hop over here so we can see the actual exhibits. Beautiful paintings, an old fountain, I think. Old statues. Lots of exhibits that are just about the history of the city here. Some of the animals there that were on the wall. There's that. That looks like what would be on the front of a ship, right? You can play some Catan, I guess. Some maps, old photographs, artifacts, times long ago. Big old diorama of the city there. And there's that big old woolly mammoth again. But yeah, there's another cool museum way over here in St. Fagans. Let me see if it will pop up over here. It's an open air museum that has, as you can see, popping up all over here across it, a bunch of buildings from Welsh history. Some I think are reconstructed, but most of them are either original or they were taken apart brick by brick, brought here and rebuilt in this big garden, so you can see what different buildings looked like in different periods of Welsh history, going way back and even going way, way, way back, the pre-Roman times. But yeah, buildings that were taken apart and moved here very carefully. I think the church is original. Look how quaint this little farmhouse is with its thatched roof. Really beautiful, isn't it? Little post office. I'm pretty sure that's reconstructed. or rebuilt, I mean. But yeah, these old like Iron Age homes are definitely built for this exhibit. But that's a neat museum, a great hands-on way to learn about Welsh history. I think that's really neat. There's the castle down there. Which, of course, Wales has the most castles of any country. They got castles all over the place. Alright, let's head down here to where the real heart of the city is nowadays, culturally at least. This building right here, I feel like I've seen this so many times. I feel like if you're watching a BBC show and anytime they want you to realize you're in Wales, they show this building, which is the Millennium Centre, which has a beautiful poem written on the outside, or part of the poem, in Welsh and English. It says, "In these stones, horizons sing." And then it says it in Welsh. Welsh and me don't really get along. It's very difficult to pronounce, but I always try. You can see the Awen right there. I know that word. But yeah, this is a big theater, cultural center. That's the Synod. We'll look at that next. Right here in this downtown area, it's definitely a memorial by the looks of it. The Lion King's playing. But yeah, I feel like you see this on Doctor Who a lot, which they filmed a lot of Doctor Who in Cardiff, so I guess that makes sense. But yeah, I feel like I have seen this a lot. I don't know. It was a pretty moon. I guess it's like a big iconic building, right? They show it so often on TV. It says the Roald Dahl Plus. You can see, of course, named after Roald Dahl. And over here is the Senate building. Oops. Hello. There we go. This is where, like, the main parliament, I guess they call it debates, from what I read, but it's a cool modern building. Looks all, like, moving, right? Looks like there's so much momentum happening here. The Welsh Parliament. Maps of Wales there. It's like historical counties into more modern ones. But yeah, it's a beautiful building. So much like ebbing and flowing happening in the architecture. It's very lovely. There's the big Ferris wheel there. Lots of statues. We'll look at that next, actually. Right here. Right. Put it in 3D. Yep. Now we can see it. Pierhead Building, built in 1897 as the headquarters for the Bute Dock Company. And it's a really pretty building, very vivid. You could see the little, I guess like a little Cardiff eye. More like a Ferris wheel though. And yeah, it's a really pretty building, isn't it? It's really cute. I don't know why I like it so much. I think it's the pretty color and gorgeous interior as well. Really makes you feel like you're in a very important place. Has kind of like that air about it. All these beautiful inlaid patterns there along the walls. Big clock tower, which a bit booms. A little carnival happening down here next to it. And yeah, there's lots of, as you can see, very iconic buildings, restaurants. They got Pizza Express. You can find those all over the UK. But lots of food and exploration. Iconic buildings here in this corner of Cardiff. Let me see. Is there anything else I wanted to show you? There's lots of things to see here. As always, I highly encourage that you poke around this area for yourself and see what you can find. There's beautiful parks and wetlands, but I wasn't really impressed by the slideshows here. Here's the dock area. Wait, Cardiff Halloween Festival? It's Halloween when this is coming up. I gotta take a look. How fun. I know Halloween is not very big in the UK like it is here in America. But this is great. Oh, they got the corn. Skellywood. Ooh. Great theming there. Hello, pumpkin. You look gorgeous. Stop. It's great. Cute little right there. Oh, they got Mary Poppins. It's Scary Poppins. I love it. I love Halloween. Here's Home Abode. Oh, look, there's Sylvester Stallone. Jim Scary. What's it say? Nicholas Ribcage. Stop. Look at these cutes. I love this. Oh my gosh, Diva. 2 divas. I love it. Oh my gosh, I love Halloween, you guys. It is my most favorite. There's a trail walk. I guess the Welsh Coastal Trail actually goes along the entirety of Wales. That would be an amazing walk, but very arduous. But yeah, that's Cardiff pretty much. All the other slideshows I saw weren't like crazy great, but still interesting. Let's end it here. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this style of content, please consider subscribing. We're going to have a lot of fun in the next series, the next video in this series on Google Earth. Because we're going to Austria, and we are going to see the highest point in Austria, Großglockner. Oh, looks like they won the match. So be sure to subscribe so you won't miss out. Kylo Ren is here. The stormtroopers. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. If you're still awake watching this, go ahead and hit that right now and let me know all your thoughts down below in the comments, especially how cute this little wiener dog is. Snoopy! I love Peanuts. Oh my gosh, so sweet. Good dogs. I hope you found this video to be relaxing and educational, and I hope that you have a good